I think initially what I gained as a female artist is that nobody looked at my stuff. So I was free to do anything I wanted to do. The expectations were fairly low for female artists, and that gave me a lot of freedom, which sounds kind of counterproductive, but actually it was not a bad thing.
It's been interesting to see how sometimes my voice gets muffled in a room and space with others. I'll pitch an idea or add commentary to a group space, and it won't be taken seriously until a guy says it. Says the exact same thing.
One of the main challenges that I think is the hierarchy of art, that women were restricted in what they could do, and so they did watercolors and pottery and jewelry that are considered lesser arts. So the things I love most are considered the least in the broad world of fine arts.
And I believe that my life and the artwork that I've done and my teaching work speaks for itself. But there's always, oh, but you don't have this right here. It kind of reminds me of like when black people were given the right to vote, and then they said, but if you can't read, if you can't sign your signature, then you can't come out here to vote. Let me prove that you can read it. So it's always a point that I have to prove myself when others are just able to just get right on in there, and based off of who they are, they can just get the position, get the spot, get the show, get the gallery.
Another thing that I think is a challenge that female artists face is being just the only one in the room. For me, I am a Pacific Islander, and so we are a very small population here in the United States, and so very often I am the only one that's like me in art spaces, and I try to enter those spaces with confidence and with the intent to leave the door open for others to join me in that space.
So I think my job as a teacher is probably what I'm most proud of. I just feel like I've been so privileged to be able to be in these people's lives when they're looking how to be themselves and how to trust themselves in their artwork. And I was thinking about what comes first. Do you have to be yourself to trust yourself, or do you have to trust yourself to be yourself? I never have quite figured out what the sequence is, but I know they go hand in hand with making really good art.
Oh my gosh, what I gained from being a female artist is the pride of being able to teach other people. I'm so proud of that. And as a mother and as a grand aunt, and to see my nieces and to see my daughters, and my daughter, whenever she sees me painting, she instantly brings her stuff out and she wants to paint too. And the fact that that's my legacy.
So right now I'm writing a book about my walking home stories, which was me walking from Tucson to my mom's house in Michigan with a live webcam to kind of look at our ideas of trust and safety. I'm also doing a daily privilege confessional where every day, based on the holiday of the day, I write about a privilege I have and then talk about who is not included in that, and then talk about an action I could take that would include more people. The third one is I have a project called Desert Skins, where I'm doing portraits. I'm doing 100 portraits of Arizonans morphed with their favorite lizard.
Art is a space to express yourself fully. It's critical for the student to see themselves in the teacher. It really is just so moving to see someone that looks like you, not just standing and existing in a space and like being in the background, but to see a woman who is leading the art class, who is leading the group, who's leading, teaching, and making the art. They're not just a prop on the side, but they are the main character, and it shows you what you can do. It's very empowering.
We'd be so selfish if we really believe that it's just all about ourselves, and I know it's not all about me. I was telling my kids yesterday that I wanted to finish my doctorate and I was pregnant, but my focus came on my kids. Like, look, I need to make sure that they're successful. And I have a child graduating high school in just a month. So my focus have been on them. Let me get them all situated. Did I take back seat to them? Yes, but did I continue to strive and do things for Randiesia? Absolutely. So teaching and moving at the same time, but we just have to keep teaching. That's the only way we're gonna do it.
I've been thinking a lot about women's role in our world, and I'm thinking a lot about hierarchies. So I always think about that, but especially with my daily privilege confessional. We are naturally hierarchical animals, and I would like to see us break that down more so that anybody in any position in life has access to the most beautiful things in the world.
I think that the more that women see other women doing extraordinary things, which so many women are doing now, this is a really good time for women, because art is not binary, and there's no longer this sort of, can I say, this pissing contest between like trying to show how smart you are in art, which in some ways was never about art anyway, but it's not the old boys network anymore. And I think there's more women gallery people, there's more women writing about art, there's more women making art, buying art, selling art, and that's got to have a huge and wonderful influence on how women see themselves participating in the world today. We just have to celebrate each other. That's it.